You know,
I like that.
brought to you by the Free Spirit Network.
Okay, okay.
You like it?
I love it.
Owe nothing, demand everything. That means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
Owe nothing, demand everything. When you hear that, what does that mean to you?
Own nothing.
Owe nothing.
Owe nothing.
Yeah, owe nothing.
But demand everything.
Because if you think about it, if you in debt or in to anything, you can't demand nothing. We got a lot of people that have expectations, delusional expectations, rather personal and business, where they did a lot of demands and stuff like that. But
Ain't that kind of crazy?
it is.
Like I get people in my office, they got like 540 credit scores and think they can go get $100,000 line of business credit.
Yeah,
We got like a whole bunch of collection items. And stuff.
today.
Very delusional.
And today, I need it today. Like how long has your score been, at this? Well, about 10 years. And what you trying? Okay, so when are you trying to get this car or house? Well, I'm going to look at some stuff next week. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Then their taxes, again, they're showing that they only made like a profit of like $10,000, and you asking for like $100,000 line of credit. It's like it's very delusional, and people don't understand it.
So they want to play broke on the on the backside, but then get money on the front side. So explain. Let's kick it off by explaining that. First of all, introduce yourself to the people, for those that don't know you, for the world that don't know you, and and answer that question, that delusional perspective.
I sure will. My name is Jennifer Williams. I am owner operator of All-in-One Tax Service. I have a nonprofit organization, Zeta Nicole Girls, and actually I have another business, All-in-One Properties, where I have a couple of properties as well.
Oh, okay.
So with the delusional part, so with doing like taxes, what I get like a couple people who are always coming in, again, like I just expressed, like they want like a typical anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 line of business credit.
Of course.
So what I always tell people, you have to show like you making some money. And the thing is, like, I have like clients who range anywhere from maybe making $20,000 up to $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, people think that, all right, well, just like some of my clients, actually one of the guys from the Empire, he just closed on his house.
Oh, okay.
And I helped him with his taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, you can't write everything off. If you're trying to get a crib, you got to show like you making some money. If you want a $300,000-$400,000 house, you can't say you done made 20 G's.
Exactly.
The math ain't mathing to the banks. So I always typically tell my clients, and I just had another client who just closed on his home, newly built house. And I was just like, hey, what you got to do is show like you made some money. So I had him pretty much as he made like about like 150, but I only wrote off like 50,000 worth of expenses. Now you want a $400,000 house, you got to show within the last couple of years that you can afford this
that
place.
you, by managing a $400,000 asset.
Absolutely. So the thing is, what I always tell them is, go ahead and take that L right now with your taxes, and guess what? As soon as you close on that property, call me.
Now, when we say take that L on the tax, what you mean by that? Meaning
Pretty much
pay what you need to pay.
Yes, set up a payment arrangement, even if it's $100, $200 a month, long as you're not delinquent when it comes time to close on that property.
Mm-hmm.
Once you closing on the property, guess what? Give me a call. You close at 6, I can do the amendment at 8 o'clock. Because you already done closed on the property.
Okay, because that's a big illusion that people have as far as and especially in the sovereign community. Everybody kind of want to be reported as broke, but expect to receive certain amount of loans, lines of credit cards, and stuff like that. They want funding, and then they it's another illusion as far as it relates to taxes and taxation. Like people want to worry so much about avoiding tax as opposed to leveraging tax.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like I'm telling people all the time, like the rich leverage tax.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But but that goes again with the financial expert, financial advisors, and CPAs and stuff like that. At the beginning of the year, you're supposed to know what you qualify for, or the projections on how much money you need to probably allocate towards taxes, or what you need to actually put towards maybe donating to organizations.
Absolutely.
Or when we talk about avoiding taxes in those ways, and you're still leveraging, and that's just leveraging the business capital and receivables. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then because you don't want to like run around trying to avoid paying a $5,000 taxes when you made $150,000, and you could have got another 50 racks, $100,000, on the back end from a line of credit or a loan or anything, from SBA or whatever. But everybody want to play broke but get all the money.
Listen, I had a client who made $3 million, and I got him all the way down to just on $60,000. He's like, "Is that the best you can do?" Dude, you made $3 million. And he was like self-employed 1099, so he got all his money straight up. And
on his own business?
Yeah, he got his own business, a construction business. And I was just like, I can't do no more for you. I mean, I could have, but
right, it's not gonna be legal.
No, exactly.
Right, or like, nothing you can stand on.
I don't want my number attached to it. So I'm just like, no, we're gonna leave it here. And the crazy part is he was ignoring the IRS. And they started putting liens against his property, freezing his bank account. Yeah.
When them people come. So it's no like, it's not worth it.
I agree, 100%.
People take a couple steps forward to get pushed back. 10 steps back.
Yeah.
It's just not working. So based upon first of all, how long you been in business for yourself?
For my business, I've been in business now like 5 years.
Okay, 5 years, and that's primary focus, personal tax, business tax, credit repair, stuff like that.
Notary.
Yeah. All right. So, and then of course you got your new ventures like that, real estate and transportation, right?
Yep, transportation.
All right. So, now, but before that, you was a traditional 9-to-5 employee.
Working at the bank.
Okay. Now, I have to give you your credit. We have an inside joke. I call her Baby Shark, right? But it's respectful, and I always challenge her. But I gotta give her super flowers because her experience is not the norm. Meaning that people just don't leave the 9-to-5 world, transition to entrepreneurship, business owner, and actually go straight up. Don't nobody do that. She's probably the only person that I know that's done that. You know what I'm saying? Like real time. Like of course she had, everybody has their, but it comes with there's no avoiding mistake. That's people. There's no avoiding no mistakes. Can you say you avoided all your mistakes?
Not all of them.
No.
I just had like a few.
Yeah,
but,
there's no avoiding mistakes.
Right.
People think you can just there's nothing nobody can say that makes you a person avoid all your business mistakes.
Nah.
You see what I mean? And then, but the thing is that the mistakes are still great.
Absolutely.
Because every mistake you leveled up.
Absolutely. You learn from the mistakes.
Yeah.
You learn, to me, I can always tell people, now you know what works and don't work.
Yeah.
So use that to your advantage. And I'm like, some people feel like with mistakes, they'll just be like, I'm done, I'm out. Like, no, I just be feeling like, well, you're not really built for it.
Well, that's the key thing. And so those character traits either need to be developed or just in your heart.
Absolutely.
Now, I think I always had the heart, not the skill sets all the time. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can have skills. It's crazy because you can have skills, all valuable skills, in particular in several industries, but not still be successful in business.
Right, I agree, 100%.
Because you can be just a very skillful employee.
Yeah.
A worker for other people and stuff like that. So you have to kind of have a combination of both in order to be a successful entrepreneur in whatever you're doing. So that being said, because your journey was a little bit, smoother than most, what do you think was the the reason behind that? Like your life experience, your work experience. What do you think? Like, because that I'm telling you, that's not normal. Your transition was not normal. So what do you
say that?
It's not normal.
It's
It's not normal for somebody to jump straight out into the ocean and just start swimming. But you didn't start off, or did you start off in the house first?
What you mean in the house?
Like working from home?
Yeah, my third bedroom. I got office still set up, but I don't. Since I bought my building, I don't do work from home no
But it
more.
wasn't long. It was like a year.
Yeah, I
Or
was about to.
was you doing this while you was still working? You
No,
transitioning.
I was still working. So when I was working at the bank, what I be doing is I come home and do like my credit repair people, or when it's tax time, I do like my tax clients. Sometimes I used to sneak at work when in my downtime. I'd be in my office at work and I'm doing taxes or some credit repair. So I was doing it part time, but it was when the pandemic hit. I lost my job a week before the pandemic hit.
Oh, so you end up losing your job and just
Yeah.
having to keep swimming.
Yeah, I got fired, and because they said that I did somebody taxes at work, and I really didn't do nobody taxes at work, so I got fired for that. And I just told myself I was 40 years old, and I was
You
like,
know you was doing niggas taxes at work.
well, not that day,
You
just not that
was
day.
doubling
I
up.
have,
Nah.
but I was just like, I was 40 years old, and I lost my job, and I was just like, you know what? I said, at this point, I don't want to work for nobody else because I felt like they didn't see my worth. I was doing several jobs and only getting paid for one. I was the reason that we was getting like our quarterly payouts and stuff like that. We would get secret shop. I had better numbers than my own branch manager. So at that point I just said I was tired and I was just like, you know what, God, this gotta work. And I prayed about it. I used to call my grandma all the time, almost in tears every day, like I'm tired of working for these people. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I was just like, I prayed about it. I talked to God. And God said, it's go time. And ever since then, I've been going.
So what's been your experience as far as with again, it's a lonely road,
Very lonely.
right? So what's been your experience with personal friendships, business friendships, and business partnerships?
Ooh, okay. So, one, I don't like to do partnerships because I see a lot of people who get into it. I've seen a lot of people who dissolve businesses due to money, people stealing, things like that. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm one of those people. I see what everybody else got going on, and I just be like, I'm gonna stay clear of that. Once I started doing things as far as business wise, I noticed like my friends, I use that loosely, used to be friends, I no longer talk to. And it wasn't me. They just kind of like fell back, because at the point, it's like the thing is, people like the down and out, the broken person, but the person who on their feet and thriving.
Yeah, it's hard now because in relationship is a key word, relate. So you got to have something to relate to. So you on a whole nother field with it.
My wins sound like to them like I'm bragging. And it's like sometimes I remember a person telling me, stop dimming your light. You gotta, like, a person was just like saying my accolades to me, and when this person was saying it to me, I'm like, dang, that is me, huh? But it's like when you talk to certain people, like you said, it comes off to them like they got to be able to relate. I'm not a gossipy type of person. I want to talk about business, how we can make some money, how we can do this and that, how you can be better, how I can be better. I don't want to sit and talk about who's sleeping with who doing what. I does not care at all about stuff like that. I'm not a toxic person. So a lot of, like, realistically, I can honestly say I really don't have like friends like that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean this in the most humblest way. My friend that we've been friends since we was 6 years old, my best friend who was like in my wedding, my maid of honor, fell back. And I'm like, what the heck? So it do hurt, but I understand, like they say, going to the top, it gets lonely. So what you gonna do? Are you gonna stop or you gonna keep going? Yeah. I choose to proceed.
You gotta keep going.
I choose to proceed. It comes with the territory.
Because once you leave Master's Plantation, don't nobody want to go back. Hey. So you gotta do what gotta be done.
I know where I came from, so at that point, it's like it's no turning back for me. Like, I gotta keep going in spite of who's with me on the journey, because like they say, everybody is not meant to go with you on the journey, and you gotta be okay with that. Some people come into your life for a season, and I always tell people, I use the concept that the train is gonna keep moving with or without you, because sometimes when the train do stop, some people get on and some people get off. But just know the train is going to get to the destination that it needs to go to, with or without you.
Absolutely. So, what obstacles have you faced as a black woman, quote unquote black woman, a melanated woman in business that you believe others might not have encountered?
So like when I tried to get the business loan, that whole ordeal, it was rough. I felt like they was challenging me. They kept making me produce things I heard that wasn't I didn't need to
Required.
be required and things like that. Um, it was like I almost felt like they was asking me for so much stuff. They even asked me, was I qualified? Did I have the credentials and stuff to perform my services? I had to go to the IRS website and show them, print off stuff. Don't ever challenge me. So I felt like my credit score was at that point, it was like a 790. So the thing is, I felt like a woman who had the same credentials as me, if she was white, they wouldn't have made her jump through the hoops. Pretty much is when it came down to about to close on my loan, I found out that my paperwork had sat on the person's desk for 2 months, and my realtor like reached out like, hey, we about to close. What's going on? Oh, I had COVID, and I haven't even sent the paperwork through to the underwriter. You had COVID for 2 months?
Wow.
So he made me lose the deal the first time because the building had got sold. And I cried like a baby. And literally,
There's no crying in baseball.
yeah, I cried because I love the building. But the building came back on the market literally 3 months later.
Oh, really?
And
that's
the building I'm in now.
Oh, that's
I put 3 offers in on that building before I got it. So the thing is, what would have took like a 7 to 10 day process, I didn't get my approval till like 40 days because what they was trying to do is make me like drop off and just say forget it, because they was asking me for some of the same paperwork and they was lying and saying they wouldn't get my paperwork. So I think like that, and even to this day where that person finally retired, he would be asking me for documents. And I pretty much like, I sent the message to his boss. I felt like he was harassing me. And I pretty much cussed him out professionally.
The white way?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I just felt like that was like a hurdle because a white woman with the same credentials, she wouldn't have to jump through the hoops that I would have.
So do you think if that was the most difficult, if not share, I want you to share a time where you had to push through a particular difficult moment in your business, and what kept you going? What pushed you through that?
One of the most difficult.
Like what? Think about the day when you was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this no more.
It was maybe 2 years ago. Business got slow, and I was used to, 1 month you made 30,000, another month you made like 35, another month 20 G's. And then so the thing is, I got a lot of bills because I got other businesses. So the thing is to me is, if you only getting $1,500 this month, but your bills is like 6,000, that's a negative for me. That's in a negative. So it was at that point where I was seeing things slowing down, and I just felt like people wasn't really like getting the services and things like that. So I was starting to think like maybe something that I did wrong. I don't know, but I was new to this. I didn't know.
Not realizing there's up seasons and down seasons to damn near every business, right?
Yeah.
So that's when you had to learn. Now you had to be like, okay, now I know when this money comes in during the up season.
Yeah.
This is how much I really have.
Yeah.
For preserve, I need a certain amount of preserve just in case, to prepare for the down season. Yeah. And I might need to implement new services.
Yeah. And that's what I started adding other services. I bought the mailbox like we had discussed that time. I ain't gonna lie, like I think I only sold like it's probably like about 10 of them rented, but it's like 25 of them. So I'm just thinking like, all right, I flipped some money because like I had bought a vehicle, and I kind of like, cause I had the vehicle for like 3 months, and the transmission started slipping. So I was just like, I hurried up and slowed that car back to the dealership that I bought it from. Took the money back, right? I bought mailboxes. I bought a van for the transportation company, paid up a couple bills, and then I'm just saying like, all right, stuff ain't happening. So I'm starting to think like, what the hell? You getting nervous and stuff like that. So I could say what made me keep pushing through is just like, you know what, Jennifer, believe in the vision that God gave you, and things don't happen overnight. Some people always stop at the first sign of trouble or what they're not seeing. And I'm one of those type of people, like they say, even if you got faith as small as a mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? It can happen.
Them old slogans.
So that's what keep me going, because I'm just like, I know that the visions that I have and what God has shown me and put inside of me, that he's not going to fail me, and he didn't bring me this far to leave me. That's what keep me moving forward.
Absolutely. So what is any new ventures coming up?
So my newest venture right now I'm working on, oh my God, it's been a year. Literally been a year working on this transportation. If somebody would have told me it would have been like this, I wouldn't have never even invested. You talk about commercial insurance is $1,400. I've been paying $1,400 for a year on a business and vehicle that's sitting in my cul-de-sac right now.
That's the next point I was gonna mention. That I think mainly with us, melanated people, we just do not understand business to its totality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have the great ideas.
Yes.
Yes. And then we just, you see what I mean? And it's like, have no idea what it all entails to be successful, or to be a competitor in that particular industry. Or we just completely disregard competition where the industry is now today, where it's going to be at tomorrow. We just go solely based on our idea and us wanting to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree 100%. The struggle has been going back and forth with the state. So the last thing now, I've got my credentials, which was my operator's license for the state of Indiana. That finally got approved after going back and forth since December. So now I'm waiting on my Medicaid number to be able. So once I get the Medicaid number, that's when I could start getting all my jobs with the different insurance companies. So I literally just submitted my last document with the state of Medicaid. With Medicaid or whatever. It's just been a long journey. I want to say I'm in a hole with that business over $20,000. Now, remind you, I've been paying $1,400 a month since December.
And going.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. So I wanna highlight, what people gotta understand. People only focus on the money that they can make. Yeah. Right. As opposed, focus on that. Yeah. But you also gotta assess and analyze cost of business.
Fees and everything.
What is going to be your cost of business? Yeah. If you make $1 million a year, okay, but if your cost of business is $900,000,
you ain't really.
You see what I mean? So you ain't really making nothing. Yeah. And then preparing the business to be able to scale at some point. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of us jump into business as individual entrepreneurs, but we remain individuals in the business as opposed to being actually the quote unquote head CEOs and stuff like that. We pretty much are the workers. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Do everything.
And most of us don't make it out of that. Most of it don't, because it takes a bigger push outside of our comfort zone to do that, as far as cloning yourself. It's a trust factor. You got to trust people to train people.
Tell me about it.
Teach people and give information, especially our people that, just probably don't have no clue. Yeah. So, I found it easy just to go outside of our marketing, just outsource that way or whatever like that.
I always say, like, if I can just download everything I know into somebody else.
It's coming soon.
I really want, honestly, my goal and what I've been wanting, because my goal was never to be sitting in that office every day.
You trying to make some big money.
Yes.
I know what you on. I smell big money when I get. Yeah, you trying to make big money. You trying to make big money.
Exactly.
That's why, because you're not content.
No.
And you didn't. A lot of people, when they first get into business, they actually fall into an ego. Mm-hmm. Just all the fact I got a business, right? They probably don't get nothing but a website and a cash app. And they mind I got a business, because I make money, right?
Yeah.
But what do you classify as making money?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Agree.
So it's like, so you're not content on whatever you've been doing. No. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, cool, this is cool, but it seems like you're using this as a stepping stone to kind of maneuver out and reposition.
I feel like you get me.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't get me, and it's just like, I feel like sometimes that I be venting because, like I say, I'm uncomfortable. this is not where I really want to be just full throttle. Like some people like, all right, you making bread and stuff like that.
You should be good. Should we go down Indianapolis, Kennedy Boulevard, whatever that is. I see the big old billboard, Jennifer Williams. I say, look at her. I say, look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
I'm trying to get it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it out.
So are you like a celebrity to your to your people?
Yeah.
Are you like the top shotter? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody kind of like, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, and you know what? I get a lot of tags, a lot of referrals, and I like that people always have something great to say about me. People know that I do good business. I don't be on no BS. I always tell people, like, I joke with you, Google me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Google me. Yeah, inside joke.
Hey, when I told him that Google me, cause say ain't nobody you messing with is Google. So I like to do, good business, but I like that you get what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have things set up. I tell people, like, one day I want to be so big that I put H&R Block out of business. People laugh at me when I say that, but you gotta understand, like, my mind just goes so far. My granny, like, you gonna make it because your mind is just, like, out there,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not a far-fetched, depends, like I say, depends on how people look at things, because, they understand that particular business in that market.
Yeah.
Now, okay, putting them out of business is one thing. That means you have to change the narrative and standard of taxes and stuff like that, right? So it's like, but you can, I know for sure, it's two different tasks. Putting somebody out of business as opposed to being a competitor within, you see what I mean?
A heavy competitor
right.
that you nervous
like
about.
Jackson Hewitt. When you think of H&R Block, you think of Jackson Hewitt, right?
Absolutely.
So when you create a brand and a scalable brand, and now you're talking about franchising, right? Because you got to be able to do because you can't do it one office.
Yep.
So I would think, like, based on what I know about both of those businesses, they are there because most of the people that they service don't know anything about taxes.
Agree.
They serve the ignorant.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
And it's just basic what they do.
And they are literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an ex-tax guy myself, and I don't know much about tax. So ask me how did I work doing tax, because that's how I know. Because I work for Willie Dover Tax and Accounting Services. I learned some stuff. I just act like, but
is that one of the ones in Chi-Town?
And West Side, and but we used to deal with a lot of H&R Block clients, stuff like that, and all they would be doing is a lot of them type with one finger too. Yeah. And they just input what you tell them to.
They ain't doing extras.
No, that is, and then they charge you all this money to to expedite your filing, and all this is actually a scam, to be honest.
But the funny part is, like, I'm not a CPA, because people always ask me, are you a CPA? And I'm like, no, I'm not a CPA. And I get a lot of corporate, because I got a lot of corporate clients and stuff like that. They just be like, well, how is you doing corporation taxes if you're not a CPA? I've had CPA people calling me, asking me how to do corporate taxes. How do I do corporation taxes? And I have to walk them through it and things like that. And I'm just like I tell people, it's like, just because you're a CPA and got the title don't mean you know everything.
True.
And I'm just like, man, I done studied. I done did my research. I have not went to no school or nothing like that. I learned this on my own. I did take like an online class one time, but it didn't teach me how to do corporation taxes and anything like that. So I learned that on my own. So I that is kind of like the thing I do want to do. Eventually, I do actually right now, like franchise and things like that, be in different states. That is like on the agenda heavy for me. But the thing is, like, I built up this office here. I don't want to close this office down, so that's why I be saying I need a Jennifer times 10.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I be telling some people all the time. You have to find a way to not have to eat off that plate.
Yeah.
In order for you to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saying putting somebody else in that position to kind of, you just have to oversee the operations.
Yep.
And that's kind of the uneasy, easier said than done thing, like, and you got to be
trust and everything.
Very strategic with that. Very strategic with that. So, okay. Let's go to our today's highlighted sponsor. This is Spritz Del Conte, and this is today's. This is our free spirit for today. So this is a non-alcoholic beverage. and this is we're gonna be trying this out today. So this is an Italian. They call it a spritz.
Okay.
They say just pull up, pull up, and again, this goes with the whole concept behind the Free Spirit, podcast or network. Outside of us being free spirited individuals, free minds, and spiritually, mentally, psychologically, business wise, and all this other stuff. We also want to show that we do have alternative options when it comes to drinking good and stuff like that.
I like that.
I'm not saying stop drinking Patron and stop doing it. What I'm saying is that we do have. I'm not gonna lie to you, tell you that I do. You know what I'm saying? But what I do understand the importance of life balance.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So again, we want to highlight some of the good stuff. Since nobody else is. This is actually in Myers.
Oh, Myers.
Yeah,
okay.
This is in Myers.
Okay.
So we're gonna try this today. Actually, we're gonna do it without the ice right now. All right. So shout out to this brand, and we will be having our own brand soon.
Oh, nice.
So,
you gotta do a party.
Yeah. Now all the information will be inside of the description, and as well as contact information for Jennifer, how to follow us on the podcast networks, and all the other good stuff. All right, so what you got on your mind, Jennifer?
What do I have on my mind? Money.
You trying to take over the world?
Money, yes. Business adventure.
Do you wish you had more support?
I do, but I understand that. Cheers. I do understand that. At first, when I started doing business, I was upset and I was hurt because I didn't have the support of like family members, friends, and things like that. And what they say is really true, that it's going to be total strangers that's going to support you, push you hard.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. And we get some more white friends too.
Absolutely. It was funny.
White friends, hit me up.
They're the best.
White friends, please hit me up. I'm looking for white friends. I'm going to get a t-shirt saying, looking for white friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll refer you to all kinds.
I love my black folks, but I'm trying to do some major stuff, and you have to diversify your portfolios. You have to diversify your friendships and your partnerships and stuff like that. We don't have enough in the black community, as far, especially in business, to even understand what we need to be able to like really tap into some higher shit.
Do you agree that a lot of business owners, from what I've experienced, don't want to invest in their own business? They don't want to spend the money.
Oh, yeah. Just like with anything. Okay, you want to talk about specific? I can tell you about Chicago.
Okay.
All right. So Midwest, Chicago, Indiana. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and I think it's just because we've started off so low at the totem pole, where it's like, we really don't know that we're not, it's like we do a lot of laughable stuff, to be honest with you. Like other states, other areas is like far more advanced than us on many areas. Like we go to Atlanta, killing us. LA, killing us. Every place is kind of, even though we have the talent, we have the ideas. What we tremendously lack in is network and support. We suck. Yeah. And appear like they look like somebody of importance. You know what I'm saying? And they go home comfortably, confidently, as if they accomplished something. Didn't meet anybody else, and they did come across somebody of value that they know goddamn well they probably need to be connecting with. They know goddamn well, right? And then, if they do get the contact information, they do not follow up. No follow up. Follow up games suck. Network games suck. Yeah. It's just, and then when you do, or the people that do contact, they don't put themselves in a respectable position for that individual to give them the time of day. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta know when to make that phone call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be, when people are in certain positions, like, just calling randomly, like, hey, I just want to, know if I can pick your brain. And first of all, that's the worst statement to ever. Like, that's the.
I have people say that to me all the time.
Oh, I dread it. Pick my brain. That's the worst. That's like curse. You might as well curse at me. Pick my brain. That's very disrespectful to me. Like you don't have. It's like, I mean, no disrespect. You don't have the privilege to just pick my brain. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I don't have. It's like it's bad enough that people that paid to pick my brain. Yeah. I have to build myself up to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just be thinking about like what do people, but we don't think about that though. We don't. It's like it's no consideration. Yeah. There's no consideration in business. There's no consideration.
But they want to pick your brain, but then somebody else will say you got to pay like the consultation. They'll pay that, but they feel like they want things.
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing, and that depends on how they look at you. You know what I'm saying? And I realized I figured out how to deal with Chicago. I never left, but I've been so sort of disconnected per se, but tapped in. Where it's like people that don't know, they got people that think I'm in Miami somewhere. Some people think I live in Atlanta. Some people think I live in Texas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's how I want it. Yeah. But then when they do come across me, they more so appreciate it. You see what I mean? So now most of them most of them do that now. Most of them are asking like, so man, how much for a consultation? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to build that up. Yeah. Because I knew I had to build myself up out on the outskirts of Chicago and then come back to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But
was that a difficult?
It was fear. It's fear factor of going. I'm talking about lonely. You talking about lonely? Yeah. I build up everything on the outside. Yeah. Everything on the outside. As far as relationships, everything.
How do you feel like when I go to a place, like I went to a seminar a couple months ago. It was like a tax seminar. And like, I ain't gonna lie, I just felt like, I'm not gonna say intimidated, but it was just like, it was super smart people up in like who was really on their stuff, and it kind of make you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been in that circle where you felt a little funny when you're around? Like, I always say, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. No, I definitely don't want to be the dumbest.
I love it.
Yeah, but I like that.
I hate being in dumb rooms. I hate being in dumb rooms. Like put me in like I'm doing something next week. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, gonna take a trip out to Schaumburg. Get, like I said, I need some Caucasian friends. I know that's right. So yeah, I'm going. So I don't know none of these people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dolo, like I feel confident with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel empowered with that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter, I know that these particular people have an understanding of insight in different areas that I don't have a full grasp of. That's why I'm here. Yeah. So I feel empowered. But I also know that I know what I know. You see what I mean? So I'm never like, I don't feel small in no room. Yeah. Ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I still know what I know. Yeah. You see what I mean?
It was like these ladies was like, hey, we want to hang out with you, because afterwards the seminar, they had cocktail hour.
You gotta have cocktails.
And I was
that's part of the friendship.
I left, but the lady was like, it was like about 3 white ladies. Man, we wanted to kick it with you. You're not coming to cocktail hour?
That's part. I was just telling somebody that's part of the initiation. Went. Just they don't be on just don't do no Diddy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to no Diddy. They start busting out baby oil. You know what it is. But that is a thing. That is a thing. Like they because they'll tell you. Some of them will tell you that they don't trust people that they can't sit down and have a cocktail with. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about getting blasted.
Yeah, I know. Remember our first meeting that you tried to get me drunk?
Yeah, I inherit these things. I got that from my my Italian and my Asian buddies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Johnny and Jesse. That's how we kicked it. You see what I mean? Loose. Yeah, if you talking about see.
Oh, you didn't know I can keep up with you though.
What?
when we went and had our drink.
Well, yeah. He was alright. He was alright. Black people don't have a false concept of what money is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we really, like I said, it's almost it's very disrespectful actually. And the other races, they know that. They just look and laugh at us like, look at these mother, they fighting over. They look at this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about they talking about millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
In those rooms.
Millions. That's what I'm going. Millions and millions of dollars because they simply, not because they're smarter.
Yeah.
They simply look at business different.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we only see things how we see things based upon what was put in front of our face.
Like it's based off our environment.
100%. You move around and get that. It's gonna challenge you. Gonna how you seeing things different.
My best friend always telling me, he like, you are bigger than Indiana. I think I need you to get out of there. He was just like, the stuff you doing now, he was like, man, you gonna soar somewhere else. He was just, he been telling me this for like 5 years. He was like, you bigger than Indiana.
It's slow. The way you trying to move, you got to. You got to be around. You got to be at the table with the bosses, like the go getters.
Yeah.
Like most, as far as Indiana.
Yeah.
The businesses. I think it's more crabs in the bucket in Chicago. Indiana territory is more so. Grandfathered in companies. Think about like their whole temperament is real mild. It's not a lot. It's not a hustle and bustle out here like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see like the multiple print shops. You know what I'm saying, on one street. Mm-hmm. They're real. They do good business. They have a better loyalty system than just off race alone. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? Because it's more white-owned businesses in Indiana than blacks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why they were trying to get you the ring of setting up shop on the main street. Yeah. You see what I mean? So then you got a nerve put your goddamn billboard on top. Now you showing out.
Who you think you are?
Yeah. So that's how they look at it. That's how they conquer and manage territory. So out here, if you can make it in Chicago, you can make it. You have Chicago hustle. That's why you stumping over everybody out here. You see what I mean? They don't even know. It's like, you see what I mean? They're not reaching. They have a more settler approach. They're good. They're good with where they're not trying to do nothing like major. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the local scope of their business. You see what I mean? They're not. Who? Name them. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. All the entrepreneurs that you met, think about it. That are here. That stay here. Who really is really even have the mindset to drive it? Some people might talk here and there like they want to do this, but when they hear what they're talking about, it's never gonna work that way. Right. Because they don't even know how to even compare their ideas to the reality of what's going on in their industry and outside, this particular geographic location, area, or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, and you don't know how fast shit is moving unless you paying attention to the world, and you moving around, you traveling, and you start tapping in, connecting with people that's moving and grooving in those arenas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's a small group. Yeah.
And that's the thing that I want to do, is kind of like get around some other people who is really making some heavy moves and things like that. Because the thing is, like they say, if you hang around 5 millionaires, you're gonna be the 6.
Hey, exactly. Or if you hang around 5 broke motherfuckers, you're gonna be the 6 too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna rub off on each other some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're either gonna have rich problems or broke problems. Which one you want to have?
I would love to have wealthy problems.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I say that all the time. Well, I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy.
If you want to flap with the eagles, quit hanging with the ducks. Hey. Quit quacking with the ducks. Amen. People, it's too much quack, 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 quack. All we hear is quack, 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 quack. Everybody, nobody can really put themselves in a position of power because, again, they don't respect the laws of owe none, demand everything. It's like they jump into these ventures. Yeah. And then the thing about Chicago people, it's like it's always a bunch of them. It's like you always need 3, 4, 5, 6 motherfuckers to go in on some shit, on some small shit. Like, bruh, just split. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a big task. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Our one friend is convinced that they some movers and shakers. Like, you need to. I ain't gonna say person.
People don't know until they know. You see what I mean?
I don't be impressed, and I don't know. I feel like I'm not easily impressed, but I just be seeing like I feel vibes and stuff like that. I'm just like
You gotta know the ducks.
yeah.
And I don't. If I hear you quacking, hey, you know what I'm saying? If I hear you quacking, I know you're lacking. You know what I'm saying? It just, and it's a lot. It's a majority. It's duck season. It's duck, and you need to start going duck hunting and getting these ducks out your circle.
I like that.
You know, because it's time to go duck hunting. You know, it's a lot of hyenas, squirrels, and ducks. It's overly populated.
Yeah.
It's you know, people are you know, it's all cloud based. You know, but you got to be able to see it through the proper lens, be able to identify who these people are, because some of them can talk good, they sound good.
Yeah.
But if you just look at what have you actually done? What do you actually own? What do you actually control? What can you press a button?
I say that all the
You know?
time. I just got to pay attention to certain things, and I'm just like, well, if a person can do this for me, why haven't they did it for themselves?
Can't nobody sell you a dream they not living.
Look, everything I've done, like certain things I've did, down the credit, the taxes, things like that, I was my first client. Because I wanted to know what worked and what didn't work, you know, with the credit repair, all these things like that. That's why I wrote the book and everything like that, because I knew what worked. I'm like, all right, this is like a simple blueprint that I followed that worked. It worked for me, so I know it can work for you. Just follow it step by step. Now I got some people who will follow it step by step, but then you got some people
that still want you to do it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
One of our friends got everything. He got my whole presentation, everything, the book. I need to build business credit. You got it right there. All you gotta do is open up the book. And I said it tell you step by step. People don't want to read.
That's why it's big money in ignorance and information. You know, because even if you get the information, it's still about the application of the information that's gonna keep people stuck.
Yeah.
But we have to diversify. So I want to promote diversity. You know, even on this, you know, on this podcast, it's not just gonna be niggas, y'all. Okay, it's not. I love us to death, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, whoever has, you know, a particular skills or
knowledge,
you know,
they can share.
Knowledge on, you know, whatever that can benefit, you know, us as a whole. You know, the doors of the church is gonna be open. You know, so like I said, I'm just, the things that we need as a culture are not actually held in the black communities. You know what I'm saying? We have to go outside of our comfort zone to get those, you know, that information.
Yeah.
You know.
Agreed, 100%.
Facts. Anything coming up next? Events?
So I'm a keynote speaker at this event next month.
Woo, 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 woo. You're a keynote speaker.
Yeah, so it's like an award assembly, and one of the people who was doing the event reached out to me to be the keynote speaker, and I was like, oh, no pressure. But I went on ahead. I was like, I accepted. So, you know, I said I was going to do my speech about talking about vision, how important vision is in today's society, in your business, things like that, how many people is attached to your vision. So I'm very nervous, but excited all at once, because, you know, I wanted to be able to inspire, uplift, you know, get somebody started who's been sitting like idle on whatever they trying to do, you know, in this world class. Hey, when I started my nonprofit organization, that was something that was idle, just manifesting in my mind for 20 years. And I finally went on here and did it in the middle of a pandemic. So I'm glad I did, because now I've kind of pretty much the scene had almost 100 girls that came through my organization, and some of the girls still keep up to me with this day. Girls that's in college, some of my girls that's about to go to college and transitioning from middle school to high school. So it's like the impact that I made in these girls' lives, it's been incredible. So that's the thing, is like people is sitting on a lot of different things that can potentially make them a millionaire, billionaire, and people is just severely in they fear, like they always look at what they do and don't have. And the thing is, if I looked at what I didn't have 5 years ago, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I took the leap of faith. I listened and was obedient to what God told me to do. That was the brokest I ever been in my life. I went to the bank and applied for a loan with $15 in my bank account. That was the brokest I ever been in my life. And when they told me I had to put 20% down, I didn't know where the hell I was gonna get that 20%.
On the loan.
Yeah, they said 20% at first, and he was like, "Would that be a problem?" I'm like, "No, I'm lying."
I'm gonna go rob Peter and Paul real quick. I'll be right back with the 20 now.
I didn't know where the hell I was gonna get. Like,
I'll be back with the
20%.
20. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna come back.
Then he called me back, like maybe a couple days later. Well, they said now it's 10%. Would that be a problem? No, I still didn't even have 10%. But again, I proceeded, even though I had $15. Didn't know how I was gonna close on this building. Didn't know how I was gonna pay to earn this money. Didn't know none of that. But guess what? I was obedient to what God told me to do. And this is a true story. Money in 3 weeks started coming in droves. I cannot make this up. Can't make it up. I had more than enough. And when it came down to close, guess what? I didn't even have to put the full 10% down because I prayed for favor at the closing table, and I prayed for favor on that price. I got 10 G's off that building, and I didn't even have to put 10% down to close.
So you followed your spirit.
Yeah.
Never question the spirit.
Never.
You know? Then just do everything you absolutely can, and everything gonna happen the way it need to happen.
You gotta trust God, man.
Yeah.
Even it's the thing, people look at what they don't see.
Trust and faith.
And
Because
then,
that door might not open,
yeah,
but this door will.
yeah,
Or that door might not open today.
yeah.
Just like you say, you didn't get the property at first.
No,
Turn right back around, now you got it.
yeah.
You know, so
The first building I went and looked at, when I walked in that building, immediately I knew that was my building. I felt
yeah,
it.
it's a sense. You're like when you hop in that car, like nah, like, nah. Yeah.
Hey, this is me right here.
Nah, that's me right here. This is I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it is. You got to claim it, and that's why I look forward with everything. It's like everything I look for that. Some like, and be like, nah, I don't feel it here. I don't feel it.
That's true.
Even if you try to make it, it's like.
Down to my properties, even my home, my building, because I got a total of 4 properties. When I walked in immediately, it felt right. Like I felt relaxed. I felt like this was home. I'm like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, trust and believe.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
Absolutely.
Give people your Instagram, your website, and all the other contact information, and we're gonna put that in the description too.
Okay, so my Facebook is Jennifer N. Williams. Instagram is Jennifer Nicole _ 1979.
What happened in 1979?
Ain't that nice? That's the year I was born.
Oh, okay.
It was a great year.
Gotcha.
A queen was born, baby.
Gotcha.
And all-in-one tax services, I'm located at 6340 Kennedy Avenue. I house actually all my business out of that building. Hey, I do notary. If you need your nonprofit set up, you need your credit fixed, you need your taxes done, I got you. Hey, your grandma need a ride to the
to the grocery store.
To the grocery store. We got transportation. My website for my tax business is www.all the letter N number 1 taxjw.com.
Taxjw.com.
Yep.
Okay. Any you want to give them any special promo codes if they watch this episode?
You know what? We gonna call it free.
Free
30.
Free
30% off on you for first time customers.
First time customers.
Yep. 30%
Okay.
off. Free 30.
Yeah, I heard that. So
On
this
all services.
all services.
Boom.
But she don't do that often, y'all.
Not at all.
She don't do that often.
Got a lot of bills. I need my money.
Okay. So we will this is episode 1. We're probably gonna do another part 2 soon. I'm gonna let her make a little bit more money. And then I'm gonna bring her back through so I can get my cut. And yeah. Till next time, make sure y'all follow. Click the link in the description. Follow, subscribe. Check out the merchandise. Get y'all On Demand Everything t-shirts, hoodies. Check out the our Free Spirit liquor brand right here, the Spritz Del Conte. And again, this is one of many. Peace.